And then next question from Anonymous: how does Qenda help with people with eczema or skin conditions? Thank you for all you're doing in this space. No worries, I appreciate the gratitude. Hopefully I can help a lot more people with Qenda, because that's the aim. That's what I want to do, because it really does work. But how it helps people with eczema: so obviously some of the herbs in Qenda can help maintain a healthy skin. I'm allowed to say that. But also, what I've found with people with psoriasis and eczema, they've always got parasites. And you may have seen my video on psoriasis online. I'm not sure if I've done one on eczema yet, but I see psoriasis, eczema, basically the same thing. What it is you have infections and overgrowths inside the small intestine. That can be parasites, bacterial overgrowths, fungal infections, viral infections. They're inside the small intestine. Then you eat like carbohydrates, they go down, they ferment with the parasites, or the parasites, for example, eat the nutrients from your food and then dump their waste into your body, which makes the intestine very toxic. It makes the intestine inflamed. So instead of being tight junctions in the intestinal cells, you get gaps in between the intestinal cells. Undigested food particles and the other waste and toxins excreted by these parasites and other infections and overgrowths go through into the blood. Once they go through into the blood, they spark an immune response, they create an inflammatory response inside your blood, and then the toxins are circulating around in the blood. They have to come out somewhere. Obviously the intestines is already overburdened with toxins, so it ends up in the blood and then it ends up coming out in the skin. When people so what I've just said there is, people have parasites, infections, overgrowths, they end up with inflammation in the intestinal lining, then they end up with toxins circulating around in the blood, and then your skin is, anything that's happening on the skin is a window of what's going on inside your body. So the toxins are going to come out of the skin, because your skin is an elimination pathway. We've all got four elimination pathways. Some of them have five, some of us have five, which is the menstrual cycle, but we've all got our breath, our sweat, our urine, and our feces. So the toxins have to come out somewhere in one of these four. And when you're talking about eczema, the toxins are coming out in the skin and the inflammation showing on the skin. But like I said, anything that's happening on the skin is a window of what's going on inside your intestines. So when you get rid of the infections and overgrowths inside your intestines, like the parasites, which we know Qenda is very good at doing that, and obviously cypress elm, marshmallow root, licorice root, they're like the three best herbs for reversing the damage of a damaged intestinal lining. So we're getting rid of the parasites, we're reversing the damage in the intestinal lining so it's not inflamed anymore, and then obviously it's taking the toxins out in the toilet rather than them having to come out in the skin. And 21 of the 30 herbs in Qenda actually have anti-inflammatory properties, so you're also reducing inflammation at the same time as you're doing everything that I mentioned. So that's why it's really good for eczema. I've seen great results with people with psoriasis and eczema just from taking Qenda Ultimate Fibre. And obviously minimizing sugar helps, but I've seen people help their skin without changing diet, lifestyle, or environment. But obviously if you have a clean diet and live a clean life, that helps. It's exposing your body to less toxins, basically. So hope that helps, Anonymous.